Hello and welcome everyone to the second semi-final of the day. Obviously, ATK won the previous matchup earlier this day. But yeah, heading into this one, FRANTIC6 will be facing off against Carbon Esports. Obviously, they beat Carbon Core Gaming, I believe was the other team's name. I believe that was a subsidiary of Carbon Esports. But today, facing off against the main Carbon team, we will be heading to Villa. It's our first map in this series, in this best of three. We are joined here by Patrick Fennick, finally. My
Yeah,
man is back.
I'm here. It's gonna be interesting for sure. I think this match right here, it's gonna be spicy. We got FRANTIC6 and of course Carbon here. And I mean, we've seen both of these teams in action. They've done some pretty spicy things in the past. Of course, FRANTIC6 being the ones that I think they were one of the first ones to actually take down ATK. We talk about that one a lot. It's a little bit of a feat there that we like to tout around. But yeah, there it is. So we'll be interested to see the outcome of this one, especially if FRANTIC6 actually do manage to win this one, because that means that they'll find themselves up against ATK there in the finals.
Yeah, that should be a pretty interesting one. I want to see that.
Yeah.
But without further ado, let's head straight into the beautiful countryside of Tuscany.
Yeah. Something other that I'm thinking about now is that if Carbon beat FRANTIC6, then would it not make sense that Carbon can actually beat ATK as well?
Yeah. So, yeah, either of these teams, if they win this, they could beat ATK. You're really correct there. So, this the finals tomorrow should be pretty interesting. The Montaigne being the first ban there from FRANTIC6. We've seen Montaigne bans like an exponential growth curve over the last few days. Just everyone started banning him out once FRANTIC6 banned it against ATK and like beat them after that. So I think that one match gave a lot of publicity to it as well. Then the Thatcher ban.
Yeah, I think maybe what a lot of that comes down to is people didn't really use Monty at all in their strats, and mostly just sort of following in the footsteps of current, normal meta strats, just seeing what other people are doing and then copying it. But as soon as the Monty came out, and especially here in this sort of scene, people saw that and they went, that's a strat that we can pick up on. So I think maybe people have started to pick it up now. All the teams trying to work with it and trying to make it better and trying to use it. So now, of course, people are using it, so it has to get banned. Of course, we're also going to be seeing that Mira and the Echo get taken off the board as well. Those are pretty standard. Nothing surprising about that. Of course, Thatcher as well. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, pretty default bans across the board. Both the Montaigne and the what do you call that? The Thatcher. Pretty default bans these days. So getting into the game now. FRANTIC6 will be starting on defense, heading to dining room and kitchen as their primary bomb site. On the attacking side, we see that Gridlock. It's a pretty interesting one. You know, she has the smokes, the super shorty. Definitely a very util heavy operator. So I'd like to see that one on the board as well. A lot of soft breach, and then obviously the hard breach. The defensive side, there's Pulse being 6-picked off of a castle. Like to see that one. I mean, well, actually they changed the bomb site. They're going to dining room and kitchen. So I think this is going to be pretty interesting.
I think actually, when it comes to this particular site, I love to see it coming out, especially with the Legion, because this one you can actually play really, really well, in my opinion, with a Legion. Being able to block out sort of the entrances here with those mines. Actually, you can create a sort of bottleneck in this particular bomb site. It's very, very strong to be able to do so, and you can hold it quite efficiently, I think. If you play your cards right. Of course, they have that mute there as well. That's going to be doing some good work in the setup. The bandit there as well. I think the bandit mute combo is going to be very strong on this site as well. And they're playing the Jaeger, of course, and then that pulse. So I'm very interested to see how they defend this one. I'm going to be taking notes here because this is actually one of my favorite sites as well.
Yeah, I mean, this site is basically dominated by a top floor hold. If you can't hold that, well, you're kind of screwed. You have that hatch to worry about, as well as this, the floor that can just be breached so easily. And then even on top of that, you just got that, I believe it is called the laundry entrance there, which you can push into, as well as that, what do you call that, the red hallway close to... I get so confused with bottom floor Villa because you just don't see it played, so don't really know callouts for most of those. But yeah, there are top floor attacking lineups as well as bottom floor avenues to attack from on the side, so there's a lot to worry about. But talking about this now, the defenders here from FRANTIC6, they currently have a hold in both statuary and trophy, so see what they can do with this top floor hold here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So we're waiting there already. The Jaeger is going to be going down to Mystic, who's going to be taking that shot. So that's AML taken off the board already. A little bit surprising to see there. Ducky going to be pulling the trigger back onto Devon, and ooh, Pulse goes down as well.
Ooh, the double! Oh, well, the triple for him on the round, but a double kill there. Ducky just answering back, and now equal, well, putting his team in the lead in terms of man count now. 3-2 Sven as well, on very low HP. You've now only got the soft breach and one hard breacher left, so sure, you've still got flashes on Thermite there, as well as all of Zophia's utility, but what can you do at this point? A minute 30 is still left on the clock. Sure, you've got time on your side, but you need to think very wise about where you're going to place your utility, and as I say that, the exothermic charge shot out from down below.
Yeah, this is not going to be very easy for Carbon here. They're very low on HP, specifically Sven there. Obviously, Wicked can pick themselves up out of a DBNO state, but I mean, like, at that stage, does that really help right now? Because Thermite is going to get taken off the board with a single bullet, basically. And as soon as that happens, you don't really have the time to be able to pick yourself up if you do get knocked down into that state. And the chances of that are pretty slim in any case. So, yeah, they're really going to have to play this one perfectly if they want to be able to win. You have 55 seconds left on the clock. They got to make something happen with the very little that they still have left.
Yeah, talk about that low HP. He stepped into a Legion Mine, taking 1 HP of damage. Now he is quite literally on 1 HP.
Oh no, that is anything can kill him right now. Literally anything.
If he walks too close to that wall, he's gonna die. It's Bandited. Well, Zofia just gets killed by the Bandit, as I say his name, speak of the devil. Now left in a 1v2, 1 HP, take 1 tick of damage and you are dead. So now swinging wide into the kitchen angle, shooting into that a bomb site. C4 does get ripped and it does not connect. The Legion, however, flanking from down below in Pantry, gets the crossfire, but no, Mute just swings wide and he gets the final kill with the SMG-11.
Yeah, there it is. Not anything too crazy. We were sort of expecting this. There was very little that the Thermite could do in that scenario with very little HP. So, yeah, it's going to be FRANTIC6. They pick up round 1. Yeah,
so now heading to Trophy and Statuary, probably a bit of a more, how do I say this, traditional bomb site. I mean, kitchen, it's defendable, but you only really see it when you're kind of forced to go there, when you play your site rotations correctly. So at the moment, going to Trophy and Statuary, having lost that kitchen area, to look at the operator lineup quickly, because they've got both the Mute and the Bandit you spoke of last round, as well as the Maestro. I always like to see that one. A lot of utility that you have to deal with in terms of those Maestro Evilize, as well as the Legion and the Jaeger to deal with those throwables.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Yeah, alright, so let's see what's going on here. Sites, also an interesting one here. This is another one of those famous sites on this map. Obviously the previous one that we saw, the kitchen, and this one I think are some of the most popular ones, aside from I think maybe one other room. So yeah, we'll see how the defense comes down here in this case. I'm going to be seeing, interestingly enough, Jaeger looks like he's going to be just jumping over there and taking a little bit of a rope. So that's one of the positives about being in this bomb site. You can kind of just throw yourself onto the first floor with a very, very short notice.
Yeah, very similar to Coastline in that matter with Square. But yeah, we see those Maestro Evil Eyes being placed out, so the attackers definitely a lot of util they have to deal with. Now spawning in, see they do have a lot to take care of that util. I mean, they got the Buck with the soft breach as well as a Wicked with that Zofia. Actually, yeah, Zofia is the only one that can take care of those Maestro Evil Eyes, so definitely a lot hanging on her shoulders. They now start to drone out this memorial room, entering into, I believe this is laundry it's called. Still not 100% sure about the callouts here, bottom floor villa, but getting into this now. See the aggressive play here from Fish, swings wide, does get killed by the Zofia. There's a very important opening kill as well on the other side. Sven is pushing aggressively here into kitchen, almost getting the crossfire into this Jaeger. He does get it, but Jaeger only just gets the kill into Wicked, so an equal trade coming out, but still the man count lead in favor of Carbon.
Yeah, and it's not stopping here. Figure's going to be able to take down Sven, so it is 2 for 2 now, so even man count. But yeah, that's quickly going to be changed. IQ gets taken down. Ducky doing some work again for the team. I think he got like quite a few frags in the previous round, so it was like a 3K or something.
Yeah, he got a pretty good 3K in that last round, and definitely helping his team now as well. It's currently 4 for 0, so definitely one to look out for in this matchup. And now the attack is seemingly lost. They don't know what to do, but this is literally a repeat of the previous round. Left in 3v2, what can you do? Sure, you have the diffuser, sure, you've still got smoke canisters as well as flashbangs and one Gridlock's track stingers, but now rotating all the way around here through this wine cellar area, coming up red stairs. What can you do? Sure, you've got the C8 as well as the F90, definitely two strong guns, but at this point, 1 minute left on the clock, taking care of these default cams, the defenders are most likely going to know where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one to do. They should know where they're coming from at this stage. The bullets should have been heard at least, and of course those cams have been gone down in order. Will give out some good information there. It's a 2v3, so it's still doable, but I mean they have 50 seconds, so they have a little bit of time that they could potentially make something happen. But okay, there it is. Figure goes down, so it's a 2v2.
Oh, a lot of damage done onto the Buck, and the flank comes out, and he does connect, does kill the bandit but from the side, the Zofia getting the kill. Oh, sorry, the Gridlock, but once again answered back by the Mute. Lulu, the final one with the SMG-11 in hand, and I believe that is an exact repeat of the previous round. Legion and Mute left last alive, clutching it out. Finally, Mute getting the last kill. So, a bit of a deja vu moment there, but definitely well done to FRANTIC6ESPORTS to lock that one out. I mean, it was their round, but still, it could have gone either way with the Buck and the Gridlock. They're definitely doing well for their team.
Yeah, it seemed to go okay for them. They almost lost it at the end there. Carbon could have definitely taken out from under them when they got that kill onto Maestro. In that 2v2 was definitely possible, and they did get the 1-for-1 trade, and it came down to a 1v1 battle right at the end there, and of course, FRANTIC6 won that one there. So yeah, it goes the way of FRANTIC6 a game, but it looks like Carbon, they're ramping up their game here. They're getting a little bit closer and closer to the goal of being able to get themselves around. So let's see if they can bring it in this one as we head into round 3. It's going to be the next bomb site that we see on this map. Here it is. Let's see the defense.
Aviator and Games Room, definitely a staple of Villa. I mean, this is most teams' default site, so let's see how they set this one up. You've got that Jaeger 1 combo we speak of so much, as well as the castle. I like this castle barricade here coming up at the 90 window, as well as the bulletproof cam being set there above the hatch. The Ella, actually, that's one we don't see too much. She does bring a deployable shield, so definitely a lot of utility outside of those charismots. But even then, the Scorpio has been buffed. It's a usable gun these days.
Yeah, it certainly is. I'm not really partial to one side or another when it comes to the buffs to that gun or the nerfs to the gun. I think it's fine. You know, use it, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's okay. It's cool. I think just the overall usability of the operators is pretty good. It's pretty strong. Obviously, being able to deny any sort of entrances or sort of, you know, chokehold any sort of entrances is always a strong thing. It's always powerful. And I mean that is evident when you see just the pick rate of someone like a Nomad or a Gridlock, and then of course, yeah, you can see that the equivalent of that on the defense side would be something like an Ella.
Yeah, I mean, with Melusi coming out in the next season, she should serve, I mean, almost the same purpose as an Ella. But now, from down below, Mystic getting the first kill. That's onto Ducky, the one we spoke of so well, and even on the Ella. So it's a pretty big kill there. The top frag, I believe, for FRANTIC6 at the moment, being dropped early on into that round. As well, now, Carbon Esports taking their time to drone this one out. They definitely want to win this round if they want any footholding here in their attacking split, but Wicked already being dropped down below. Obviously, they don't know he is currently injured, but Lulu with a great shot there onto Mystic, killing out the IQ. Wicked having to pick himself up now on 5 HP, so ping is actually coming out on the player in office here, using the smoke canister to maybe save his life for just 1 second, but you don't need to save his life when he can just shoot and kill. Easy kill coming out there from Fish onto Sven. Now you're only hard breacher off of the board, so definitely not looking too good for the attackers here.
Yeah, things are slowly starting to fall apart, especially with Wicked being on such low HP. Now, the attackers Minter, Devon, and Wicked have to try and get something happening here. Here's one going down there. Figure always able to catch. Sophia goes down as well. That's Figure getting 2 and Minted. Not long left for the living either as Lulu cleans that one up. So it is going to be FRANTIC6 picking it up once again.
Yeah, that was a great round by FRANTIC6 there. I mean, they took the opening gunfights well, they lost the opening gunfight, but from there they just translated it. I mean, the player in the office, he got an early kill, as well as, I believe it was Lulu with the SMG-11 just sprang through the floor, somehow catching out the IQ. Just great gunplay all around from Frantic6, and it's being reflected in the scoreboard 3-0 at the moment, as well. If you look at the leaderboard here, all of Frantic6 really contributing. There's, I mean, sure, AML, he's on 1 kill, but that is, it's still something. He's 1 for 2. It's not like he's been dying 24/7. If you look at the side of Carbon Esports, however, max kills there is 3, one's got 2, and the rest on 1. Like, it's definitely being related on the scoreboard what's happening here, and what's happening is Carbon Esports, they just can't seemingly win the gunfights at the moment.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that can change. We'll see if they can come back and potentially start doing something. We're going to be seeing that kitchen coming out once again, and yeah, so far as I remember, this one was defended relatively successfully from Frantic6. So Carbon, they're gonna have to approach this somehow and start rectifying a couple of those mistakes, trying to win those battles, get the upper hand where they need it, and potentially get themselves around.
Yeah, if anything, the previous round was the only one that really seemed like a landslide. If you think back to round 1 and 2, it was winnable for Carbon Esports. It just came down to those final moments. So you can't write off Carbon Esports just yet. Like, they have been playing well, so they just need to find their groove, maybe just start winning these gunfights. But yeah, starting to spawn in now, and got that one hard breacher once again. Saw him getting killed very early on in that previous round. I believe that's what contributed to their loss, just losing out that utility of the hard breacher so early on, but now pressuring into this office area.
Interesting to note that Sven is actually using hollow sights on the thermite instead of the ACOG. I've seen that a lot, interestingly enough, and I don't really know what the sort of decision there is, other than just like preference.
Yeah, I mean, ACOG, some players, if you play on a very low sense, it's hard to really flick with it. I mean, got that lower ADS sense, but yeah, I don't know, probably just personal preference. I mean, I play Hibana with holographic instead of ACOG just because, I don't know, it feels right.
Yep. All right. Well, here we go. Right from the source. I mean, I'm one of the plebs. I just pick an ACOG if it's available. Devin's going to be taking a lot of damage in the meantime. Fish as well. He's going to be able to take down Wicked. So once again, Carbon Esports, they are on a little bit of a back foot here, and they're going to need to find some sort of ground. They need to take it back against Frantic6 if they want to get some momentum going into this round. They have 1:40 left on the clock. There goes Ducky, so that's at least one in their favor. They've evened it out.
Ooh,
here goes another one, actually. That's going to be
there.
Jaeger. Great stuff, yeah. So that's going to make things a little bit more doable for Carbon. They can definitely do this now.
For the first time, Carbon having a decisive lead in this whole series now. But if you look at the HP on these players, Devin on around 40, Minted on, I mean, sure, he's got like 80 HP, but still, he's taken some damage as well. Mystic probably on like 20 HP, so all of these players could go down to 1 or 2 bullets. So definitely not looking good for them. However, they do still have the man count lead. So let's see what they can do with this. Starting to drone out this top floor area, establishing that only the Mozzie is actually left here in this master bedroom area. And he does get dropped.
Yeah, there it is. So yeah, it's looking good for Carbon. They've definitely taken all the things that they need to take. They've checked all the boxes so far. It's only going to be Lulu and Fish left on site, but we've seen them do some good work before. Now, Devin and Mystic are going to be pretty low, so it is potentially, you know, there is potential there to take them down and be able to get something. So it's not done just yet, and with 30 seconds left on the clock, obviously Carbon, they need to convert all these checked boxes into that win, and if they can't do that, well, Frantic6 will take another. So there's the first one. This is pretty much it. This is the round that Carbon needed. Fish is the last one left alive, and I don't think there's much he can do. There it is. Carbon take their first round.
I mean, that, in my opinion, what happened there is Frantic6, they realized, okay, we've been kind of just been on a roll. They had too much confidence, I think, in their top floor hold. Like, sure, a top floor hold is kind of necessary here in Kitchen, but I think they kind of overextended that with the player in 90 as well as the player in Office getting killed so early on. So really, if I'm them, I'm looking back at what just happened and I'm saying, okay, boys, let's just take this back, play it more traditionally. Go to Trophy and Statuary, a very traditional bomb site. Let's just play this in the way we know. Let's just play this more traditional. Take those gunfights where we know we have the advantage.
Yeah, all right. So Carbon, they've got their first round. They want to look to keep going. Obviously, you want as many rounds as you can get. You don't want to be settling on just one, especially considering that Frantic Six already have 3 in their favor. So of course you want to grab a couple for yourself, at least 2 or 3, just going into the next round to give yourself the best shot.
Yeah, looking at the operator lineup now quickly once again, that bandit and mute combo. You got the Legion and the smoke to maybe delay some pushes, as well as AML to just catch out those throwables. It's been a pretty linear operator lineup, but you can accomplish so much with this, and interestingly enough, looks like a bottom floor contingent here coming out from Frantic 6 by operators that you don't really expect to play on the bottom floor. I mean, usually you'd expect something like a Pulse, maybe just a Valkyrie, anyone really with the C4 to play down below, but at the moment we're seeing the Jaeger and the Legion. So I wonder what they are trying to accomplish here with this bottom floor contingent.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We will see in due time as Carbon 6 or Carbon Maker. Why do I say Carbon 6? I feel like I know something called Carbon 6, but I can't put my finger on it. In any case, it is going to be Carbon moving in towards the sites. They're making their way, taking the control. They're going to be moving here on the second floor and clearing it out nice and quickly. So, well, they're advancing quite quickly, actually.
Yeah, the entire hallway is clear, and getting the opening kill to Lulu there.
Wow. That was, yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and now they just start using the utility to clear out the Jaeger ADS as well as take care of these shields, and they look poised to take control of site now. Well, a botched drone there coming out from the Zofia, but he's currently situated on what's this, Astro Repel here. There's a really effective hold if he can hold this, but Ducky now with a great kill there onto Mystic, taking a lot of damage himself as well. I believe here, a flank coming out from the Bandit does connect onto the Thermite. We're looking for the double, does not connect. Buck gets the kill, taking a lot of damage from that smoke gas cloud as Wicked and Devon now left lost alive in a 2v3.
Yeah, and this is sort of reminiscent of those situations that we've seen before. I don't know if we're going to get the same outcome here. It looks like it might be Devon trying to take some fights on very low HP. Wicked also here to try and support, but I mean, I don't know how long this can last here. A minute 30 left on the clock, but yeah, Devon and Wicked need some sort of a way into the site, and right now it's going to be a pick at the very least, or 2 to try and make their way in here. The spray is coming through to try and find somebody. The Zofia goes down, and now this is looking impossible.
Yeah, diffuser not in hand, and a flank from the stairs does come out. Devon get, well, a trade actually, but the defender's winning because some players left lost alive, aside from the ones actually in the trade, so pretty interesting that it does come to that.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be another round there for Frantic 6. Its score is going to be 4-1, and well, I mean, I guess this is what we should have expected from a team like Frantic 6, who've been performing quite well in recent times.
Yeah, and they've been performing well in recent times, and in very recent times, right here in this matchup, 4-1 lead in their defensive half, heading to Aviatic Games Room now, looking to maybe lock it out in a 5-1 round count. So they have a definitive lead, and they're looking to continue this.
Yeah, I would imagine so. They're going to be going into what I think is the last round of the half, and yeah, well, we're going to be on that second floor. Defense coming through, setting up, doing all the good stuff. Nothing too crazy to talk about here on this particular lineup. We see the Ella coming out again, of course, but ultimately, yeah, nothing we haven't seen before from Frantic 6. So yeah, it's going to be down to just seeing how the teams play this time around, and if Carbon can adapt and overcome.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the operator lineup, it's been literally the same each and every round. Sure, you've got Mystic now in the Ash, bringing out a bit more soft breach for the team, and that's something I definitely think is necessary. I mean, looking at the operator lineup here from Frantic 6, they've been running ops that, if you think about it, you need that soft breach to clear it out. I mean, the Maestro in the previous rounds, now you've got Lulu on that castle, as well AML using that Jaeger to just deny those throwables. Definitely a lot you need to take care of here.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do their due diligence here. Carbon starting the droning, making sure they are clear to move in. Ash pushing forward there, making sure that everything's good and clear as they start to move up towards the site. I think there are a couple of aromas. I'm not 100% sure if I see one there, but Yeah, right now they're not as quick as they were in the previous round. I mean, I did actually like that swiftness coming out from them. It gave them a nice little tempo there, but ultimately it didn't work out for them. So they have switched it up. They've slowed down a little bit. They're doing the clearing. They're doing all the things that they need to do basically to make sure that they can get themselves toward the site. The only question now is a question of gun battles. Obviously, they're going to want to win those.
If they can open up this rotate here on connector into that hallway, you've essentially got those castle barricades to clear up your push, so you don't really have to worry about 90 angle if you can just play that. But now the castle barricade here on the 90 window being broken up, and that forces the player currently playing on 90 to back off. So now essentially 90 control in favor of the attackers of Carbon Esports. Now the Jaeger swinging wide does get his head taken off by the Ash there. Great kill from Mystic. Now all the way down the hallway as well, Figure with the smoke chucking out those canisters, just trying to delay this push here coming off them in the attackers. And Sven, actually, he's opening up the main wall into Vault.
Yeah, here it is. So Carbon 6 will have themselves a little bit of a play to work off of, though. But Lulu going to be taking down Devin, and Fish takes down Sven. So things for Carbon are now falling apart. Even though it started out so well, it's just not working out. With a minute left, there's only 2 once again in a 2v3. And I mean, this is just giving me... We've seen this all before. We've seen this all before.
Just deja vu here. Carbon just seemingly not being able to learn from their mistakes, but now a kill coming out from Wicked equalizes out the man count. Suddenly, it looks like they might have a chance at this. Diffuser coming down from Wicked, as a flank coming out from the Ela, but no, a quick double kill as FRANTIC6 lock it out. Fish and Ducky with 1 kill of their own.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
Oh.
It's going to be quite a nasty headshot coming out there as FRANTIC6 take the last round as they move over into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, Villa is a defensive-sided map, and 5-1, it's definitely not something to scoff at. I mean, you hope for like a 3-3 in a half, but 5-1, you are 2 away from locking out this game. You are 1 away from match point. These guys have just been playing absolutely out of their mind. Now, the defensive side of Carbon Esports, they have to do something quite special if they want to push this into overtime as they head to Aviator and Games Room now as their primary bomb site.
Yeah, all right. So we're going to be seeing a 6th pick Blackbeard coming out here for Frantic. So, sorry, for no, it is for Frantic.
Yeah, they're on attack now.
They're on attack now. Yeah, they're picking this AML on the Blackbeard. It's a little bit of a cheeky there. No one likes to see that coming out, but of course there it is. You can't shoot him in the face. So that's going to be the name of that game.
Yeah, like what you said in one of the previous games. He just has a no square.
Yeah, he really does have a no square. He really does. He has 2 of them actually. That can be quite annoying. So it's gonna be up to Carbon to defend this one. They have picked themselves up the Maestro, the Jaeger, the Valkyrie, the Wamai, and the Kaid, and that's interesting. I like that they've picked up the Maestro here. I think that's a strong pick. I think it's a good one. They could definitely utilize it. But of course, that's what they have to do. You know, they have to utilize it. So we'll see if that happens. We'll see if they can do their setup as intended, and maybe get some rounds to themselves, because obviously they've lost quite a bit of momentum here with Frantic on 5 rounds now.
Yeah, you're definitely not feeling too well as a team, being at a 4-round deficit. So even just getting 1 right now could definitely help the team's spirit, if anything, to maybe just reset and realize, okay, we can actually start winning rounds, boys. Let's not give this up right here, right now. So the attackers of FRANTIC6 now making quick work of entering here into this master bedroom area. I believe there is actually a Valcam being held by a Wicked. I'm getting confused with these controls. Anyway, Cade here currently playing in Statuary. He's the first line of defense here, from where Frantic is currently pushing on, whiffs the shots onto the drones, and that's not what you like to see. But from the crossfire, Mystic getting a kill, definitely helping out his team here to equalize out the man count. Now a steady 4-4 man count, as the attackers now need to regroup and maybe take from another area.
Yeah, you never want to be caught out taking down drones or shooting at them. So it's a little bit of a feels bad, man. But the man count is even so far as FRANTIC6 move in. So Carbon, they still have a good chance here at being able to repel this attack.
Oh my word, that was close. Wicked almost getting his head taken off, just peeking into that angle. Fish spraying with Thermite's gun there. The nice ACOG, finally running that ACOG, someone is.
Yeah, somebody is. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one plays out with a minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. We are going to see FRANTIC6 start moving their way towards and Ducky going down. So the defense from Carbon looking pretty solid so far. They're able to keep it up and it's looking a little bit better for them. They just need to keep it up for a little bit longer.
Yeah, 50 seconds on the board. If if Carbon can hold this out, they might be able to win this round, but Frantic, you can't never ever write them off. Still 3 players left to work with. A lot of utility on the board. You got the 3 flashes on. Oh my word, that was almost a team kill, but it doesn't even matter when the kill's coming out from Carbon Esports.
Ooh.
Just collapsing on them. Sven with the double as well as Wamai, I believe, 1 kill for himself. Just completely collapsing here, getting the 2k and locking out the round. Carbon Esports now in a 5-2 round deficit.
A much better showing here for Carbon. Really well played from them. A great defense coming out here for them, and I think they're looking a lot better on this side. A lot more capable. Let's see if they can keep it up. They're going to be getting themselves that second round on the board there. So the score is 5-2, still in favor of FRANTIC6. But of course, now that Carbon have a little bit of momentum, they could still ride off of this one.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you've now got that momentum behind you, at least winning 1 round. Well, if anything, stopping the momentum of FRANTIC6, I'd say that is a lot scarier than maybe losing your momentum yourself. But now heading down below to Reading Room. This is a pretty weird bomb site. I haven't seen this play too much, but it's one of those where if you look at it from an overview quickly, I'm just going to talk about this for 1 second. You've got so much hallway angles to worry about. If you lose control of this hallway with the castle is currently running, you're kind of screwed. If you lose control of this hallway here on this side, you're kind of screwed. So what do? You make kill boxes on site. You don't worry about the hallways. You just ensure that when they push onto site, they get killed. And the heart of that, really, in my opinion, is where Wicked is currently reinforcing. If you can hold this, I believe it's called gallery, this gallery room here, you can basically win this bomb site because that is a rotation between both sites. And when you have that, you can literally just stay safe on site, wait for the plant, and maybe deny it with the C4 or whatever. But that round, it's over, don't worry about it. The attack is now spawning in. Let's see what they do with this.
Yeah, alright, so they're going to be launching their attack from this side here, droning in, making sure they've got their eyes in all the right places as they mount their attack. Now, obviously, FRANTIC6, they're going to be wanting to win this one. Otherwise, they risk letting Carbon 6 run away with the defense side and potentially bring it to an even scoreline and make it a lot more competitive here for FRANTIC6. But that has yet to be seen. Depends on this round. I think this is going to be a crucial round for Carbon to win if they want to keep the momentum up. Otherwise, if they lose this one, then it's looking pretty difficult. It's looking pretty dull. You never want to be on that match point. It's always a tough, challenging situation there, especially mentally. So yeah, let's see if Carbon can get this one.
Yeah, taking their time now to drone this out. FRANTIC6 looks like they are stalling out just a bit. Jaeger currently still holding here at 90. We'll have to deal with him. I believe he's the only roamer on the board currently, as Brute Charge is being opened up here by the Zofia. Now just pressuring on into 90. They need to deal with Mystic here, just holding this angle passively with the 416C carbine. Oh, opening kill there. I believe it is from Ducky, getting Devon on the mute as well. Another kill coming out from Figure, getting Mystic. That is the one roamer off the board now. So if you go into overview, all 3 players from Carbon Esports are left right on site. As well, Breach is now being opened up onto site. So FRANTIC6, they've got an avenue onto site. And if they use this correctly now, they could easily take this round right here, right now, push themselves into overtime.
Yeah, I mean this is a clean take right here from FRANTIC6. They got those roamers down and out, and now they are just attacking straight onto the site through all of the avenues that they have now created, getting that diffuser down to try and get some stuff done with this. Maestro Cam is coming out here, so the trades are going to come through, but that's going to leave Carbon on the back foot, so they need to get something done here. Maestro trying to do it all with those cams. Cams are going to be taken down, as Smoke also trying to make the work happen here, but can the shotgun be enough? It's not. FRANTIC6, they take round 8.
Yeah, they were doing exactly what I predicted earlier on into the round, just holding that gallery, just that room, and really playing off of that. Sure, the plant was going down, but they had the Maestro Cam, they had the smokes, everything to deal with it. Eventually, just not enough. Frantic winning that round, so well done to them. Now pushing it into match point 1 round, and they will lock out this map of Villa and push us into the second map, which, if I'm not mistaken, it will be Coastline. So I'm pretty... Wait, no, I'm wrong with that. I need to do my homework. I'll be able to tell you guys what it will be in a few seconds.
All right. Well, in the meantime, we're going to be seeing the Blackbeard 6th picked out into the IQ. So AML on a respectable operator. This time around, it's going to be the Zofia, the IQ, the Nomad, the Thermite, and the Ash over there for FRANTIC6. And then for Carbon, it's going to be Kaid, Valkyrie. We're waiting. Yeah, so it's going to be Kaid, Valkyrie, Jaeger, Wamai, and Mute. All right, so we're up here on the second floor, and I don't know if we've seen Carbon on this bomb site just yet. So we'll be pretty interested to see how they pull this one and if they can pull it off. Obviously, now FRANTIC6 being on that match point makes things a little bit more sweaty. You're gonna have to try your absolute best and clean sweep this one with absolute perfection, or at the very least, just to make those numbers happen. Obviously, you're gonna have to win 4 rounds in a row to bring yourself up to overtime, so that's quite a tall order, and I'm not sure if Carbon can do this, or if FRANTIC6 will just be able to win it and take us to the next map.
Yeah, I mean, if they win 1 round now, they push us into the next map, so definitely they're feeling good about themselves. They know they've got 4 rounds to essentially play with before overtime is reached, so on them I wouldn't be stressing just yet. Carbon, however, they probably need to stress, because lose one and, well, you lost the first map. And then you need to win 2 in a row to maybe push yourselves into the grand finals, which I think they would want to do.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is obviously to get there. That's the whole point of being. So you never want to really lose out on this one. Said if they lose map, it's going to be 2 maps that they need to take in consecutive order to try and make something happen. So yeah, we'll see if Carbon can fight back on this one and try and do something here on map 1, or if it is going to be a map 1 win for FRANTIC6 and then see what we can get on map 2.
Yeah, so FRANTIC6 definitely starting to push aggressively here into this bathroom area. And no one actually roaming in bathroom or master bedroom, so this is essentially clear for them to take. Sure, the main wall is kaided at the moment, but I believe Ash could and IQ at the moment taking care of it from down below. So if they can get this open, they've got an avenue onto site, spotting out the Artillas, getting the first one, the second one spotted out, and see if he can shoot that out. But on the other side of the map, Fish currently in a DBNO state, getting picked up by Zofia there, so not too much lost. Would have been pretty bad if they had lost Fish that early on. I mean, that's your only hard breacher, but now Wicked actually getting a kill to Ducky. That is the Ash down below killed, and now essentially the Roamer down below has free reign.
Yeah, so Carbon, they take out Ducky, which is a great first step. Then with Fish so low, they have a good advantage. If they can press this, they might be able to win this one out. Minute and 5 seconds left. It's going to be AML and Lulu dropping, and this is Carbon fighting back. There goes Fish as well. It's on to Figure, and I don't know how long he has left in this one. It's not going to last too long. Oh, he's going to get Vincent from
the
the
flawless round.
Nice, well played from Carbon.
And that was a very quick lapse coming out from them, and just well played as a team. I mean, the Roamers down below did their job, the Anchors on site clearly did their job, so just great teamwork coming out from them, and they deserved that round. I mean, that was some great siege, but there's still 3 to go if you want to push this into overtime. Sure, you got 1 good round, but you're going to have to have 3 flawless rounds in a row, or not flawless rounds in a row, but you're going to have 3 consecutive rounds if you want to push this into overtime. So FRANTIC6 definitely still have a lot to play with as Carbon now head to Aviator and Games Room once again.
All right, looks like AMO picking up that Blackbeard. Oh well, it is what it is. We'll see if Frantic can get this one, close this one out. Obviously, that's what they'll be wanting to do right now. They'll just be desperately trying to close this map out. Carbon obviously making it as difficult for them to do so as possible. Obviously, you don't just want to give away any free rounds, especially if you're in such a critical stage as this one going in towards the finals. So yeah, we'll see these teams bringing out their best, and that is what is happening. The longer this goes on, the better these teams start performing, and the better they try and do.
Yeah, I mean, each and every round we continue to go. It's just these players one-upping each other, so definitely want to see this continue on. See the rotate actually being opened up here between sites, just the entire wall being blown open, as well as the wall above, or just the bit of the wall above what do you call that, vault being opened up, potentially to impact trick onto those walls. So I like the setup here coming out from Carbon Esports.
Yeah. All right. So, Carbon Esports, they've set their defenses up. They're ready to take this one. It's on to FRANTIC6 as they move in and try and get themselves in towards that bomb site. Let's see how this one goes down.
Yeah, we see the Cade and the Jaeger currently roaming out on the north side of the map. The Ash, the only real one to actually take those gunfights. At the moment, most of the players from FRANTIC6 pushing from this study balcony area. So the Nomad as well, placing up those air jabs, just ensuring the rotates can't come out from Carbon Esports. So definitely taking
Wait, was that
control.
an ADS charge
Yes.
that just took out Nomads? Wow, I did not know that was an interaction, but I'm sort of glad that it is. It makes sense. Cool, yeah. So that's going to be a Nomad charge just taken off there by the ADS. Oh,
talk about things taken off. His head taken off.
Yeah, look, that was just a brilliant peek there, but it looks like Carbon is just going to be dropping like flies. It's onto Minted, and there's so little he can do. Fish at least goes down, but is this enough? It's not. FRANTIC6 are going to take it.
Yeah, and that just, the final execution to what was a great map from FRANTIC6, just proving why they are so great. I mean, they just rushed onto site, they got the kills. That really was a great round for them, locking out the game. So GG, well played to FRANTIC6ESPORTS in that first matchup. I'm gonna try and find out what the second matchup will be. Just give me 1 second on that. It indeed will be Cafe, so stick close to your screen if you want to see FRANTIC6 face off against Carbon Esports, as they will head to Cafe for their next matchup. This has been Kanye Diffuse and Patrick Fennick casting your first matchup, or the first map of the second matchup of the day. Thank you so much for watching. Our links are currently on the left side of the screen. Patrick Fennick on Twitter as well as Twitch. Check out Kanye Diffuse on YouTube. Would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. And any last words, Patch?
Well, we'll see you in a bit. Stay right there.
Cheers. Hello and welcome back everyone to the second map of the series, well the second finals as FRANTIC6 face off against Carbon Esports. Obviously FRANTIC6 won that previous matchup on Villa. I believe it was a 7-3 round count, so definitely a decisive victory for them. And just a quick thing, I have to apologize for chat. I had the wrong team logo up on the stream, so it's not Carbon Core Gaming in this matchup, it's Carbon Esports. Two very different teams. I know a lot of people get them mixed up, and myself, I just got them mixed up, so sorry about that everyone that was confused. But nonetheless, Carbon Esports will face off against FRANTIC6ESPORTS in the Russian motherland in Cafe Dostoevsky. So without further ado, let's get straight into this.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited. Cafe, it's a cool map. We've seen it before. We like it. It's always interesting to see what gets brought out here, and how the teams play. So I'm interested to see what goes down. Obviously, we saw FRANTIC6 take quite a decisive victory in the first map. So let's hope that Carbon can give us a little bit of a showing here. Otherwise, it is going to be FRANTIC6 to run away with it and make it to the finals.
Yeah, so if FRANTIC6 do win this one out, we'll be facing off against 80k tomorrow in a best of 5 matchup. That will be a very interesting one to truly determine who's the best player in all of or the best team in all of South Africa. I mean, we know 80k to be the Giants, and FRANTIC6, they beat them previously, so a best of 5 matchup will definitely a pretty big one to decide who is the number 1 in SA. But as we get into Cafe Dostoevsky, we need to finish this one off before we can start talking about that finals matchup. Blackbeard and Montaigne being banned out in this one as well. The first offensive ban joining them now. Mirror, pretty default one.
Yeah, interesting to see that we get the Blackbeard band out here. He is a strong pick, I think. On this map specifically, you can play those vertical angles really well with them. You can just go to the third floor skylight and just sit there with them. So yeah, that gets taken off the board. And there's the Maestro as well getting taken off the board. So yeah, some strong operators all over the place. But yeah, some other key operators left still around. One of them being, of course, Echo, which can potentially be utilized.
And Thatcher.
Thatcher, yeah, we see that get banned quite often, and obviously now that is still up, it could potentially be picked, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It's going to be Ash, Jackal, Nomad, Thermite, and Zofia there for the attackers, and Kaid will mind Mute, Jaeger, and Smoke for the defense. It looks like we will be headed to that third floor.
There's something very interesting about this bar cocktail site is it's basically a given that one player is going to play in pixel angle with a shield, with 3 Jaeger ADSs and magpies. And I've never really seen either Jaeger or my band out to really take care of that. And even the Thatcher can take care of that, but seemingly just not opting to take the Thatcher. Like the Thatcher, if you even throw it on the roof here above where Wamai is currently sitting, you can clear out 3 Jaeger ADSs as well as all the magpies and just instantly lock out that shield and take control of Cigar Lounge. So if any teams in this matchup make use of that, because it's currently, it's viable, Thatcher is not banned. So I really want to see a team doing that and just completely screwing over a defensive side with that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Just pretty much exactly like you said, there's the potential for so much havoc to just get absolutely tossed into this mix. And if that does come out, you know, it could do a lot of work in terms of clearing out the utility. Now, of course, we haven't seen that just yet, but AML is on the Thatcher there. So this could potentially come out. This could be, you know, a sort of reminder as to why this operator is being banned out so much.
Yeah, that AR-33 definitely a strong gun, but even stronger probably his ability. That Thatcher EMP grenade, just one touch from that thing and most gadgets in this game get destroyed. So I want to see how effectively he uses that. We don't see Thatchers. We just don't. He's banned. He is banned 24/7. So it's really interesting. We can basically just use this as a case study to why Thatcher is banned and why he should be banned.
Yeah. Or at least why you should be scared of him if your whole operator lineup relies very solely on being able to set up and defend your utility. And now, of course, we're going to be seeing that drop down into red stairs, and the Thatcher going to be opening up the wall there. So nothing too new on that front. We're going to see how FRANTIC6 decide to move forward from this point. Now, of course, that bomb is all the way on that other side. They have to push here through Cigar to be able to make it through. But I mean, that Thatcher could potentially just do everything that really needs to happen here. And
Yeah, that grenade does come out, and exactly like I said, clears it out. I believe, well, actually, Ash just took control of it. You don't really need a Thatcher when one player just pushes in and the defender backs off. Now, default plant has been opened. Air jab's coming out. This is looking like a full lockout for FRANTIC6. Like, after minute 20, still left in this round.
Yeah, you left the power in their hands and they've taken it and, well, they've used it to lock you into your own bomb site and nothing really you can do. So Mystic has to drop down to escape that one. Nothing really else to do in that case, taking a lot of fire and a lot of damage. And, Devin gonna take down Fish.
Can't control the spray, has to tap fire there. Fortunately, not enough to win that out. So now Figure with a double kill for himself on the round. And FRANTIC6, oh my word, the luck on that shot. What the?
What just happened? What just happened?
Okay. Mystic,
Alrighty.
Mystic, I think, just got a triple kill there. A 4v2 scenario just instantly turned around because they just walked into the crosshairs. That's literally what happened. They just didn't check it.
Something for you, Kanye.
Oh,
can you guess what it is? This will plague you. This will plague. Okay. All right. Well, that was interesting. That was insane. There, Carbon. Just well played, I guess. They take that one. They're going to be putting their best foot forward here in the second map, getting that first round in there. Well played, picking it up quite spicily as we head now to a library on the first. Oh no, the second floor there. So yeah, let's see if they can do that again.
Just a quick question to chat. I'm sorry that I did that. Speaking of a lot of discomfort in watching, I want to ask you, do you like it watching cafe matches or villa matches more? Because I feel cafe, the rooms are a lot bigger and the walls aren't that high. Like on cafe, I find it hard to spectate because there are such small rooms and with high walls that you can't really track the player. So I'd really like if chat can just answer that one. Do you guys like spectating more on cafe or villa? I'd be interested to that question. But yeah, looking at the operator lineup here from the defenders, you've got the Jaeger, the Wamai combo. It's well minted actually on the castle. It's a pretty interesting one, but definitely a lot of utility that can take care of those, that can clear out those castle barricades.
Yeah, all right. Let's see what happens here. I mean, Frantic, they looked really good in that first round, and it looked like they were gonna take it quite easily. And then at the end, it was like just like 4 people died instantly to 2 people, and it was like, okay, I guess that happened. So we'll see if Frantic can maybe just close it out a little bit cleaner at the end, towards the end of the round, because everything they did up until that point was pretty much spot on. Everything that needed to happen there basically was happening. They were able to get in, clean things out, move up, nothing too crazy. So we'll see if they can do that again and just clean things up as they should.
Yeah, so once again the player playing there in Pixel, Zofia using that concussion to open it up from down below, but actually Wicked from down below with the C4 gets the kill onto Figure. That's a pretty big opening kill, but now Zofia Ducky getting one for himself onto the Wamai, onto Devin. Wicked on low HP somehow. I don't know where he got shot from, but he's on low HP as well. Fish on about one tad bit of HP, so looks like an equalized out man count.
Yeah, and even the HP is equal as well. Yeah. So now we're just waiting to see who wins on these trades here. Ooh. That head is spotted out there by Wicked. Doesn't matter how much HP you're on. If you find the heads, you find the heads. So that's going to be a player from FRANTIC6 dropping their Figure and Lulu both down. Now it's AML, Ducky, and Fish to try and make this work. Try and make stuff happen here. So we'll see if Carbon can hold out on this one or if Frantic can pull this off.
They didn't spot the Jaeger. He's going to run in and he's going to get killed. Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be it. AML, nothing much he can do here. It doesn't really matter if he finds this one because ultimately 1v4 is just going to be so difficult, especially at this level of HP. It's just not really doable.
Yeah.
There it is.
Locked out by Sven with the SMG-11.
Yeah.
Oh, great shot there from him.
Oh, all right. So we've seen Carbon take 2 rounds in a row now, and they've done it pretty well. So I'm interested to see if if this could potentially be a Carbon map, or if maybe Frantic Six just need to get themselves on that defense side and win things out.
Yeah, I mean, Cafe, it's traditionally a defender-sided map, but I thought with the Thatcher still in play, it could have been more of an attacker-sided, but that's just not the story that's been portrayed at the moment. I mean, Carbon Esports, 2 very decisive rounds for them, just winning out both of them. I mean, the first round did come out to a 4-2, but just insane gunplay there from the defenders. Now heading to Kitchen, it's their 3rd bomb site in their rotation. Let's see what happens with this one.
Yeah, let's see what goes down, what transpires here. Like you said, interesting to note that the Thatcher hadn't really been as impactful as we thought, although I think potentially it was, because it did exactly what we predicted it would do. You know, you said, oh, it's going to take out all these utilities, it's going to be so easy, which it did, but then ultimately it didn't really end up actually mattering in the grand scheme of things. You know, Carbon just being able to play out despite the fact that the Thatcher was on the board. So maybe they had even considered this one. I mean, Thatcher being so banned so often, maybe when you're sitting here as Carbon deciding who to ban and sitting here as Frantic who to ban, and you leave the Thatcher up, maybe there's a little bit of method to that madness. You say, all right, we can actually deal with the Thatcher. Sure, he can go and take out our stuff, but actually, we'll just play better, and we don't really have to mind too much about it. So that could potentially be what's going on here.
Yeah, now these Hibana pallets almost instantly being used to open up the wall down behind the Jaeger, which does force him to back off with the Legion, almost taking care of those Hibana pallets from the side. However, he is still alive in that position. Looking at the top floor roam, Devon actually full top floor, but no roam clear coming out from Frantic 6. All the players outside of Devon are currently on site, and I don't think Frantic 6 know of Devon's position, so if you can make a play happen from this position, it could definitely be deadly. Wicked taking a bit of damage there from the side, don't know from whom. Still playing in this coat check area. Yet the defenders just holding this site so passively. The attackers now pushing into Bakery. The Thatcher being used to actually help in assisting opening up this Bakery wall. So now an avenue opened up onto side, and they just need to stall this one out.
Yeah, so the Thatcher is trying to make those holes. Fish gonna take down Minted, so Frantic 6, oh, it's gonna be Figure falling, and another one that's gonna be Ducky as well, and oh, almost losing that fight. AML fight just managing to get a couple more bullets in, but Devon is actually not taken down just yet. It's a 3v4 or a 3v3 with one down player on there, but Sven takes down Fish, and things are not looking good for Frantic right now. Carbon just showing their absolute ability to play the defense side here.
Yeah, these guys are just absolutely running away with it. This one player is injured. He does spot their feet, finally gets the kill onto the DBNO player of Wamai. But now left in a 1v3 on low HP. Sure, you've got the R4C, one of the strongest guns in the game, but when you can take one bullet from even a pea shooter and get killed, what can you really do in this situation? Flashes does come out. He's trying to clear out this Legion. Has to walk into the angle, and finally Legion, with that T5 SMG, finally gets the kill.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's very, very little that he can actually do on such low HP. And as soon as he walks into the spray, I mean, he even had potentially one, but it's just that health coming back. You can't really win a fight in that scenario unless you're hitting like an immediate one-tap headshot or something like that. So yeah, that is going to be what it is. It is going to be Carbon picking up the 3rd round for themselves here, looking far, far stronger on this map.
Yeah, now heading back to Bond Cocktail, and this is something I talk about quite often, is once a defensive team is able to win the first 3 rounds in a row because of how site rotations work in Siege, once you go to one site and you win it, you can't go back for 2 rounds. Now, they've won on each and every site they are forced to go to. So having set that precedent, they could very likely take this in a 6-0 round count in their defensive half.
Yeah, well, we will see if that does indeed happen. If it does, it would be quite the comeback for Carbon, enabling them to go to map 3 and potentially take a victory against Frantic. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens here.
Yeah, once again, this traditional setup being here at Pixel. The Wamai with the shield, the Jaeger ADSs, the Magpies, everything just being stacked to support the play in Cigar Lounge. And really, Cigar Lounge is the main point of contention these days in pushing Bar and Cocktail, because from this main point, you've got 2 walls to breach, you have angles directly onto default plants, and really it's just such an influential spot as well onto White Hallway that you kind of need to take it, and that's what these teams have been doing. We've been seeing them drop into red, open up the wall, push into Cigar Lounge, push into either White or go for a default plant, and from there they win it. It's literally as easy as that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see how things transpire here once again. It's going to be Frantic moving up towards...
Yes, please. Yes, yes. Do it. Do it. Chuck out the Thatcher on the roof. He did it. That, my friends, it does. All the Jaeger ADSs have been cleared out. Sure, you've still got 3 Magpies, yes, but all the Jaeger ADS is gone. Now you just need 3 flashes and the entire utility is cleared out.
Wow, that's really, really strong there. I guess that's what we were talking about when we were talking about Thatcher and his power that he can bring to this map. So that is to be expected, I suppose, at this point. So the Thatcher can be able to pop down that charge there, open up the top of red stairs, and now they can move in. Oh, Ash is taking that battle there. Ducky trying to win that one's going to take a lot of damage.
He thought he had flashes.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of an oops.
Oh, catching out the hand there of Devon almost, but Figure and Ducky with kills of their own, finally killing the player in Pixel. The C4 does come out, does not connect, however. Now a 5-3 man count, full control of Cigar Lounge in favor of FRANTIC6. Now finally it looks like they are turning things around here on the attacking half.
Yeah, for the first time they're looking in the powerful spot here, so they could potentially get something done, but oh, that's unfortunate. Getting a lot of tick damage from that, little bit of tickle damage from that electricity.
Yeah, just too close to that wall, finally getting shot out there by the bandit charge, and swings wide into Friesen now. AML with the first kill there. Onto the K, transfers the spray, gets the injure. Now Sven left last alive in a 1v4, gets the first player, AML down with a great headshot. Has to reload that SMG-11, 16 bullets in the magazine. Not a lot to work with, so you've essentially got to take 1v1 scenarios, but the Thermite finally locking it out. Fish with a great kill there of his own. Finally, FRANTIC6 turning things around in this matchup here on Cafe.
Yeah, finally they can get themselves around on the... Yeah, they certainly needed, considering it was looking very, very questionable up until this point. So at least they get themselves that first round there. Let's see if they can keep it up, or if Carbon will just, you know, step back and say, that was a bit of a mess up. We'll just do that again and win this time.
Yeah, I mean, they're going back to Barn Cocktail, so let's see if it was just a mistake, maybe just one round thrown that you expected to win. So let's see if it does pan out the same way it did in that first one or in this previous one. No. Now, having set that precedent, 1-1 round history on this bomb site, let's see what happens this time around.
All right. Let's get into it. I'm interested to see how this one pans out. I mean, yeah, it looked like it was going to be FRANTIC6 all the way, and then Carbon came back here in map 2 and gave us quite the show. So we'll see if they can keep it up as we near towards the end of the first half, and we'll see how this one plays out going towards that second half.
Yeah, now if I'm Carbon Esports, I'm really afraid of that Thatcher play, because now that they've seen how useful it can be, I'm seeing Thatcher actually spread out his Jaeger ADS, is no longer stacking all of them. Sure, there's still one in that pixel angle, but one is on the windows there, and one assisting him here down below Skylight. So finally realizing that Thatcher's on the board, and you probably need to cater for him. Maybe spread out those ADSs just that tad bit. Yeah, for sure. Might just make him think twice at least before he places them in certain spots. Looks like he's going to be sitting there in the corner with one of his own stacked there right next to him. We'll see if that one works out for them. He's going to be very, very close to the windows. This could be a potential surprise position if he doesn't get droned out. I think he did, but I mean, there's no one on this south side of Repel, so even if that is where I think it was from, it was Ducky to get the kill. Where is he currently playing? Yes, he got it through the tiny asshole in the top of that hallway. The C4 coming out, and he TK'd himself with the C4. Yikers.
That's a bit of a yikes right there. That's going to be AML taking down Devon And oof, yeah, Carbon not looking in the best spot right now. Wicked gonna get knifed. Now it's down to Sven and Minted to try and make something happen for the team.
C4 does come out, not connecting, however. Thatcher EMP is coming out. I mean, his holographic side is just completely removed now, so he can't even aim correctly. Or the exothermic charge being placed on his hard left. It might even kill him if he's too close, but oh my word. Yeah, Figure getting the final kill with the pistol, and that's FRANTIC6 with the flawless round. They are definitely turning things around in this matchup.
Yeah, well, there it is. Some good stuff coming out for them as we head into round 6. Now, can they get the next round that they need to even it out, or will Carbon just be able to get that one step out at least and come ahead with this with a lead?
Yeah, so heading to kitchen service and kitchen cooking now is their secondary bomb site. I mean, they've won this once before, now heading back to it. I mean, I'm sure you've got 100% round history on it, but it's really a one-of-one sample. It's not really something good to look at, and especially now with FRANTIC6 finally finding their stride, taking 2 rounds in a row, I would be scared if I'm Carbon Esports to just play the site the way they did in the previous time, because FRANTIC6, they've now learned from it, and they can start adapting. So I want to see how they start to play this. You can see here the top floor hatch being reinforced, definitely taking care of all the avenues, while Jaeger ADS is being placed in pretty opportune spots. All of them actually placed here in Bakery, just a bit far apart. So I like this placement coming out from the Jaeger, as well. The default angle here behind the Bakery, behind this, I think this is called Cupcake Rack if I'm not mistaken. You look at it there. Yes, look at it, a cupcake. It's literally what it is. It's a cupcake rack.
I mean, yeah, you're entirely right. It is indeed a cupcake rack. I suppose we can call it cupcake rack. I mean, nothing really adverse to that, I guess. Just short call it cupcake, I guess. Yeah, in any case, we're going to see now FRANTIC6. They've got that Jackal to try and hunt down those pesky roamers. And Carbon trying to defend the kitchen here as best they can, making some interesting angles. There's going to be Sven with that shotgun. And let's see.
Yeah, I think they learned from their previous round where Mai was basically given free reign of this top floor area, roaming up above. They are now finally going for a top floor clear, using their drones, establishing no one is on the 3rd or the 2nd floor. So now they start to pressure on this bottom floor. Sledge already making quick work of clearing out, I believe that is Legion there, playing close there in luggage. So already clearing him out as well, taking care of the bulletproof cams, swinging wide into the hallway. Legion looking to take this gunfight, and he does, taking a lot of damage here from the Sledge. Whips out the SMG-11, knowing he's already done damage onto that Legion. Now needs to take care of himself, otherwise he might lose his life.
Alright, Wicked is very low, and now we're just waiting for somebody to...
Yeah, they're waiting for the Thatcher.
Yeah, he's got to get himself over there and get things done. Of course, they got to try and open up that wall. So they're all stacked towards white stairs here, just making sure that it's at least defended and all that. So here comes the Thatcher charge to try and open up that wall and start making their way in towards the site. AML out here on the hunt, on the prowl, to try and find somebody out. We're going to see who he comes upon first.
Yeah, Legion is still playing here in this coat check area, but he's getting pressured. But on the other side of the map, Devon with a quick double for himself. A triple now on this round as he swings wide, looking for the 4th, does not get it. 2 players left, last live now for the side of FRANTIC6. Spotting out the smoke, getting the kill onto him, a double now for Ducky on the round. So well, they know where the Legion is currently playing. So if they can lock out his rotate, maybe get it 1 or 2 kills on the players on site, they could easily win this round.
Yeah, well, we will see how it pans out. Look at this little angle.
They forgot about Legion, but finally actually getting the kill nonetheless. So equalized out into a 2-on-2-2.
Could have been a really disgusting angle there, but it doesn't work out for him. So it's going to be a 2-on-2-2, as you say, and we'll see how this pans out. The Legion mines will be stepped on and removed as they make their way slowly towards that side. A couple of bullets getting taken. Shots. The head is found by Ducky. That's going to mean that it's all up to Minted to try and win this one. The shotgun doing the work. There's AML.
Now Ducky, he's either got to plant or push this. No C4 in the back pocket of Minted, so Now on a 0-0, Ducky needs to get this plant down, and he does. But no, Minted answering back with a kill. And that is Carbon Esports ending their half 2-4.
Yeah, so they do get that final leg up in the end off the back of Minted. He is able to do it. Carbon, they take their round, and at least they feel a little bit more comfortable going into the next half, considering they did such a good job in the beginning of this first half.
Yeah, so really well done to them. Finally answering back after that. I don't want to use too strong words, but pretty terrible map there on Villa. Finally, maybe shaking things up as a team, answering back to FRANTIC6 aggression, and now they head to the attacking side. On the flip side, FRANTIC6 on their defensive side, they'll be starting out with Kitchen as their primary bomb site. See the castle there actually being 6-picked though onto the bandit, so probably realizing the Thatcher is on the board, so you probably need to take that hard breach denial. Well, you see the Jaeger, the Wamai combo once again, and Ducky actually on the dock. Would be surprised to see if he maybe plays there in a cigar lounge, maybe go for some aggressive spawn picks with that MP5 8-cog. But yeah, let's see how this round plays out.
Yeah, indeed. Alright, so we're looking at that kitchen defense coming out here from FRANTIC6.
Since when does Wamai have the Keratos? I thought he only had the P12. Okay, that's a big shocker for me.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that front. I never really actually noticed, so I can't really tell you when that happened.
Wow.
Cool. I guess that's a thing. Yeah, so we're gonna be seeing that kitchen defense there coming out from 6, and you know, I'm interested to see how they fare on this particular side. Obviously, we saw them do quite well in the previous half on defense. So we'll see if they can keep that one going. Now, they did get themselves 2 rounds there in the first half, so they could potentially keep that going and get themselves some good rounds here on the defense side, considering it is a pretty strong side.
Yeah, so the attackers now have Carbon. They have the lead, but I mean, with the precedent set by them, oh, the Thatcher grenade actually coming out. So there's still currently one playing in Bakery. Dark here poised to cancel a run, someone running through this double doorway. So sure, you've taken those bandit batteries off of the wall, but you still need to worry about that Dock. And on Wicked, actually, I want to showcase the spot. This is an insane vault in, but oh my word, just as I'm showing it, Ducky with Wicked with an insane kill, getting that kill. Yeah, so equalized out now. The player in Bakery has been cleared out. Now Thermite able to place out that exothermic charge, getting that avenue onto site.
Yeah, here they come. A little bit of damage going to go down. Then as he closes up against that reinforced wall, the electrified wall. But it is an even man count so far as FRANTIC6 try and get their way in towards that site. Now going to be doing some readjusting as well. IQ moving towards the top, leaving Gridlock and Thermite just outside there towards Cupcake. And waiting to see who they can catch out before they make their moves.
Yeah, so Bandit's actually tricking on this wall, and Thatcher has no EMPs left, so that's the last exothermic charge being burned. Now it looks like one player up above, that is IQ with the breach charges, opening up with a soft floor there. Definitely putting a lot of pressure onto these defenders, but AML alleviating some of that pressure as he gets a kill onto Devon as well. Fish spraying into these players on Bakery. Now a kill coming out from Sven, equalizing it out. Once again, swings wide, gets a double for himself on the round with the kill onto Figure. And now a 3-on-2 man count. The attackers looking to take control of this site. 2 players left, last live on the side of FRANTIC6. They need to do something if they want to stop this plant. Spraying through the wall does stop the plant even for just a second. Now starting to plant once again. Fish going for that hard rotate, trying to clear out the players up above, but he can't do that. If he can maybe... No, he can't delay this plant.
Oh, that's just unfortunate.
Oh,
He's
my
hitting
word.
the beams and he can't get the frag. That's so unfortunate. Time is going to be ticking down now as that diffuser is counting down that time. And Fish, with such little HP, just barely above 25, this is going to be a difficult one in a 1v3. It's possible, but it's very, very difficult and very much unlikely as the time ticks down. 15 seconds left on that diffuser now. Something has to happen. It's not going to be enough. The wire is there, the swing is there. Mystic gonna close that one out and Carbon take the round.
Yeah, Mystic there with the final kill, just locking it out for Carbon, and now a 5-2 round count with them having won the first round in the attacking split. So 1 off of match point, 1 off of taking the map outright, which will put us into Coastline, which it should be a final, a pretty good final battleground for both these teams. I mean, Coastline, it's not really attacking or defender sided, it's more just like a 50-50, so it should be a pretty interesting one nonetheless. But first we need to finish out on Cafe. Can't ride off FRANTIC6 just yet. They will be heading to Bar and Cocktail. Looking at the operator lineup now, once again the Jaeger, the Wamai combo, and actually, strangely enough, a 6-pick off of the dock. Yeah, that was just a bait, taking the Ella in the end.
Yeah, we're about to question the utilization of that. Of course, it could potentially come in handy, but yeah, it makes more sense that you'd want to pick up something like you picked up before there. Of course, the Ella could potentially come in handy. Yeah, I'm not too sure how they're going to utilize this specifically against the lineup coming out here from Frantic, or for Frantic from Carbon. But yeah, I guess we'll see in due time. We'll see how her traps get utilized, and then the rest of her utility gets utilized. Obviously, she does have access to a deployable shield there, which I think is that one. So yeah, we'll see what's going on.
I'm trying to realize what's the plan with this deployable shield being backed up by 2 Jaeger ADSs. I mean, sure, this is a strong spot, but aren't those Jaeger ADSs more worthwhile here in this pixel angle? Yeah, looks like the Ella will be playing this, so sure, if you got those Grizz mods to as well, concuss the players, this could be a strong position to hold. I've got to give it to them. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess this is the switch up from holding that pixel there, because of the fact that they know that Thatcher can just blow it up immediately. He's just, shown them that can happen. Instead of reinforcing that one and potentially just having it start immediately, they just move it and try and reinforce.
Oh, he droned it out. What good is it to move it out if Thatcher can just...
Oh no, that is tragic, truly tragic. That you would switch it up and still get droned out, and your strategies for naught. Yeah, this is why Thatcher is banned.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning of this matchup, this is a case study. This is why Thatcher's banned. Right now in this round, he's been able to take care of all 3 Jaeger ADSs as well as the Mute Jammer to allow them to now push into this top red. Like, the utility this one operator brings is insane. He's single rounded. Like, I'm gonna put it this way: if he wasn't on the board, they would have taken at least like a minute more to clear this out.
I'd say potentially even more than that. Potentially even more, because they would have had to drone it out, see that something's different, and then they would have had to push through Pixel and then the new setup. So yeah, just being able to clean that out so quickly is very powerful. Now Wicked having gone down there is gonna make the strength for the side of Carbon there that much less, as they go in and try to clean themselves out another round.
Yeah, I mean, if they can win this attacking half, or this attacking round, they could be able to do something. But on the flip side of that, Frantic, if they won 1 or 2 rounds now in a row, they could still easily push this into overtime.
Yeah, it's definitely within the realm of possibility at this stage. The utility going to be used to try and move forward here as Carbon make their way up towards that hallway just outside of White Stairs there. It's going to be the gridlock, potentially peeking into 2 or 3 players even here, playing from the side of FRANTIC6. They have one there in the bathroom, one on the staircase, and there was one just up above there, but he has rotated down. Now Mystic going to be taking out Figure. Ooh.
Yeah, Ducky as well getting killed off does drop down, so they won't be able to finish that kill off just yet. But the Wamai in bathroom getting killed off. Now 2 players effectively left last live on the side of FRANTIC6. The diffuser is getting planted by Sven. So now Ella finally picked up on Ducky. They can go for this retake now. And oh my word, just getting killed by the track slingers there. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that certainly is quite unfortunate. Yeah, the diffuser is down, and now they need to make something happen here. Frantically trying to get something. It's Lulu being able to take down Sven, but AML goes down, and now Lulu is down into a 1v1, able to get those SMG 11 kills. But is it going to be enough? Lulu's so low on HP. Everything has to be perfect here, and I don't know if it's going to be.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's not going to be, yeah. So that's going to be Carbon picking up themselves round 8.
Yeah, round 8 going the way of Carbon, and notably, they're on match point now. So Frantic, if they want to push this into overtime, they will need 4 in a row. Pretty hard feat, to say the least.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Of course, it's still possible, but like you said, it's a difficult one. And at this stage, you know, it's looking more and more difficult to keep yourself in this one when you're facing down, knowing that you need to have everything in place, everything executed perfectly. You could either push you into overperforming, or you could sort of slump. So let's see how which circumstance actually happens, and see how this one pans out.
Yeah, so now heading back to Bar and Cocktail. Wait. Yeah, the attackers won that one. I was confused for just a second. Bit of banter there in chat is minted.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Yeah, well done there. So it looks like essentially the same operator lineup, apart from Lulu on this Echo. I'm really excited to see how this one is utilized, because thus far, Carbon, sure, they've been pushing really effectively, but they haven't been pushing into Cocktail. Cocktail has been the one place where the defenders have been able to really play as a safe haven. And with Echo, if he can hold in Cocktail, maybe use those Echo drones, those yokais, to delay those plants, he could very effectively delay those plants and buy a lot of time here for Frantic 6.
Yeah, I mean, well, that is ultimately the name of the game at this stage, because, you know, you left the thermite, I mean, the Thatcher up, sure, but also the other thing that was left up is, of course, that Echo. So they are going to be picking that one up, which could potentially come in there quite handy, and they could do some interesting things with it. So let's see if that happens. Let's see if the Echo can be that critical piece of util that is going to get them a couple of rounds.
Imagine the Thatcher just clears out the Echo as well. he does only put it out like in that electrified state where it falls to the floor, but still, at that point it's kind of lost. So let's see how these Thatcher EMPs are utilized in this round. I mean, in the last one, like you said, they bought so much time for the attackers. Actually, the Echo and the Thatcher combo, that is something insane, because now, like I said, that yokai is dropped to the floor.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. The IQ and the Thatcher playing together in a very, very smart way. I think I really like that combination. The IQ plus Thatcher, very, very nice. I like to see it. They are able to do some good work. Ducky going to be able to take down Minted. In the meantime, that's Gridlock gone off the board there for Carbon as they try and mount their attack. Ooh, Ducky going to get downed. That's going to be Fish taking down Wicked. And Carbon, that attack is just falling apart for them. They need to get something back. They're able to take down AML, Mystic. Oh.
Yeah, at this point, you sure you can still do this, but yeah, I'm kind of writing this off. Oh my word, that is a great shot, and that's a great way to open it. Now suddenly, one player is down, you've equalized it out into a 2-on-2-2. Now suddenly, what seemed like a last round is doable. Sure, I mean, you've got the Thatcher and you've got the IQ, the G8A1, as well as the L85, two very strong guns, so they could easily take this round. But however, Fish just shooting out that a breach charge there. I believe Echo, if I'm not mistaken, he still has 2 Yoko drones left somewhere here on the map, so definitely a lot of utility to play with. Devin taking a bit of damage there through the wall. Lulu just playing all the way back on site. He knows they can play time on this, holding the long angle, almost does a bit of damage there onto Mystic, however not getting the shots to connect. Fish just holding passively here in Freezer, holding the crossfire, and see what happens with this angle as they now push into default plant spot. Going for that plant, actually, the Yokais, they're still on the board, but you need to rotate them through. What is happening? Just the mismanagement here, but on the final second, able to catch it out. The Echo now whipping out that scanner, looking for it, but you're very vulnerable when that scanner is out. Yeah, like you said, oh no, that's a pretty big one to lose, because now on a 1v2.
That's gonna be so tragic. They're gonna absolutely hate themselves for that one. They're gonna lose. 6 takes round 9, but wow. I mean, oh, yeah, I don't even know what to say. You really, that is one of the things. You don't want to be caught looking up at the ceiling to try and take down a yokai drone when you think it's gone. You know, you maybe wanted to scan for it before you went for the plant, potentially what you could have done, or at least go for the scan once you have some cover from your team, from the other teammate there. I don't know, but in any case, yeah, that's how it pans out. IQ going to be taken down there, looking up at the sky. And yeah, the rest is history. It's going to be 3-6 now, still in favor of Carbon, but FRANTIC6 are making their way back towards those numbers.
Yeah, heading to kitchen service now. They could very well win this one out, and I like that 6 pick onto Alibi off of the Legion. Definitely gonna help with that intel, and like you said, those numbers coming out from them, like they've won 2 defensive rounds in the split now, so definitely they have some momentum going for them. They aren't, you can't write them off just yet. Like, sure, it's gonna be hard to win 3 in a row, but it's doable. It is doable.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm interested to see how this pans out. Obviously, FRANTIC6 looking good on the defense here, able to get themselves something. So let's see if they can continue this. Obviously, we are on match point, so Carbon, they only need 1 more to be able to win this, and they're going to be fighting as hard as they possibly can to close it out.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, they want to close this out as soon as possible. Be strong and just awake even. I mean, the longer this one continues, the harder it's going to be for them to win it on Coastline. Just the fatigue and everything setting in. So really, for FRANTIC6, the longer they can keep this going, the bigger of an equalizer it is for them heading into Coastline. But now spraying on there, neither playing connecting onto each other. Zofia holding a pretty good angle there all the way on into that cupcake. Thatcher grenades coming out. Maybe gonna try and open up this bakery wall. Zofia coming on close to destroy that barbed wire.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
All right, now we're just waiting for something to happen here as the of Carbon slowly but surely make their way further and further into towards the site, trying to attack Cupcake there, trying to make sure they are methodically cleaning everything out. It's going to be difficult. There's a player playing behind Cupcake, and of course in that corner there. The flash has come out though. Ooh, that is going to really stun them up. Frigga is going to get traded immediately, so it's a 1-for-1, but here comes more. It's going to be 2 down for Carbon. Oh.
Figure, even though you got instantly traded, he bought just enough time for that Jaeger to just restore his vision, I would say. The flash not able to affect him anymore, just swings wide and he gets a double kill. So really off of Figure, even though it was a 1-to-1 trade, he allowed for that 2k to come out from the Jaeger. So now FRANTIC6, they have the man lead here. Mystic and Devin left last live, I believe, once again. I believe it was them we saw last live in the previous round. So let's see if they can work their magic once again.
Yeah, we will see. We will indeed see. It is going to be a 2v3, and they are moving their way down from second to first to try and push in towards the site. Now, all 3 players of FRANTIC6 are sitting here towards the site, so now it is just a matter of time waiting for something to happen. Who gets the first pick? Of course, if Carbon has one of their members go down, it is basically GG's. But if they can take down one of FRANTIC6's players, it could still be winnable. The potential is definitely there. It's just down to who pulls the trigger first. So now they've spotted one down the hallway. He has retreated. Now going to push the matter, try and get in towards the site there. They're going to peek into this angle. It is being held quite tightly by 2 players here. Very, very close as IQ tries to make their way up. Ooh, pings coming out, telling them some positioning. Time is running out. It's 15 seconds. They've got to do something. Otherwise, it's just going to be another round for Frantic, and they can't make it happen. The crossfire comes out, and FRANTIC6, they take the round.
Yeah, great lockout there from AML, just getting the final kill. And the spray through the wall even. I don't know if that connected, but still, flex on round, gets the final kill into the IQ, and that's a lockout for FRANTIC6. So suddenly 6-4, they only need to win 2 more. Heading to reading room and fireplace now. See if they can win this one. Once again, actually taking that alibi, the mute, the smoke, the Legion, and the Jaeger. Pretty default operator lineup. On the attacking side, you see there the soft breach of the Zofia, the IQ, the credit lock, Thatcher, and the Thermite. Pretty default lineups all across the board, but let's see what happens with this one. The Legion being 6 picked off onto the Wamai.
Okay, all right. So it's the Jaeger, the Alibi coming out there as well. What we saw previous round there for AML, and he's been using this one quite a little bit. Obviously, he enjoys that particular operator. We're going to be seeing the Smoke and the Mute as well as the Wamai coming out there. The rest of the lineup, Frantic 6. On the other side, Carbon. We've got the Gridlock, the Thatcher, the Zofia, the IQ, the Thermite. So yeah, normal stuff. And yeah, I'm interested to see AML here on this Alibi. It is something to pick up very often. We see him do it, and yeah, he uses it to some pretty good effect. So can't really fault him on that one. We'll see how this one pans out. Obviously, Frantic 6 doing their absolute best to try and take this to overtime as Carbon 6 sits here on match point. We'll see if they can do it, or if Carbon 6 can finally close this one out and take us to a map 3.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool if Frantic 6 can lock this out, maybe give us an early day off. But yeah, Carbon Esports, just one more round. They do take it to that third map, so either way, this is going to be resolved within the next few rounds. Even if it is pushed into overtime, like we said, with Frantic 6, they'll need to win that overtime. It's not like overtime is your saving grace. That then really is your stepping stone. Getting to match point is the first part of the great journey. So
yeah, it's the stepping stone for the stepping stone. So we'll see if they can actually pull that out and get onto those stepping stones, because they got a couple to go. It is going to be 4 to 6 here as they make their attack on red stairs, pushing up here, trying to get some control. Pixel is being held, and of course the rest.
Ooh, that is a tight angle.
Yeah, this could be pretty detrimental here if somebody walks into this and get their head taken off immediately. Ooh. Right. It's gonna be Sven getting dropped there. Lots of flashes coming out here. It's Pixel as well. That's Wamai going down as he is completely blinded by the light. Mystic gonna pick that one up. It is 1-for-1 so far for players on either side here with 1 minute and 35 as they start trying to make their way down. Of course, this third floor hold has wasted a decent amount of time as the attackers try and move down towards the site.
A bomb has been located.
Yeah, so at the moment, let's just see if they can continue with this hold. I'm actually trying to spot this final player. Is it Zofia? Yeah, she's on the roof and she actually drops down. So now all four players from the side of Carbon Esports in this top floor area, they're opening up the floors. They're getting angles onto the players down below. So let's see how this transpires, because now a lot of avenues for Carbon 6, but Frantic 6, if you look at the operator lineup, they've still got the smoke. No C4s on the board, however, but just a lot more utility they can use to delay this plant. So sure, you've got those avenues, but you need to translate that into a side take.
Yeah, not to mention the time is still ticking. There's 45 seconds. As Frantic 6, they just have to wait for Carbon to make the moves, and ooh, there's some moves coming out.
Oh
from
my
Frantic
word!
6. It doesn't matter. You don't have to sit waiting around plays to happen if you're a figure. You can just move forward and get the free kills, and he gets 2. So he does get taken down eventually, but I mean, this leaves Carbon in such a difficult position. It's a 1v2, definitely doable, but things are going to be difficult because now you have 15 seconds. You got to get this diffuser down or kill 2 players. So you have to make the moves, you have to start running, and when that happens, you start making mistakes. And this is going to be AML just playing it super smart, super safe, just holding the angle, peeking it out wide, and
oh my word, the Pokeball
comes out. Wicked, I choose you.
Yeah, and that was just Frantic 6. They realized with like 15 seconds on that clock how they were going to win this. Lulu, I believe, who was on the the mute there, he realized, okay, I'll just stay alive. I'll leave AML here to take the gunfight, and take the gunfight he did, finally locking it out with that Pokeball. So now Frantic 6 going back to Bond Cocktail, one of their strongest sites. They are 1 off of match point. Looking to do the impossible now. They've taken 3 rounds in a row, looking to take their 4th and push it into overtime. So at the moment, you've got that Echo, you've got a pretty good operator lineup to do this. But like we said in those previous rounds up, really, the attacking side, they have so much to work with. They've got that Thatcher, and they've got just the default checklist type strat here for this top floor area. And they just push into red, and they just open up the wall, and then they push into Cigar Lounge, they take it from there. So what I'm looking at for Frantic 6 now, if they can delay that initial push, they should be able to easily take this. If not, the Echo is still on the board. He can hold in Cocktail and delay that final push.
Attackers have discovered the location
Yeah,
of
the
bomb.
question for me coming out here now that Carbon is in this sort of situation to do their best to win this, and the thing that I want to see coming out from them is a different sort of approach. You know, that we see it every time. Yeah, you take red stairs, you take control, you get into cigar, you push out, you do whatever you need to do. And I'm wondering now, is that something that we're going to be seeing just every single time from all the teams? Because obviously that is a great strat. Obviously that is the one you want to be practicing, the one you want to be picking up. But surely you have more strategies, more approaches, more sort of strats that you can employ on this map, methods of just approaching and attacking this map and dismantling it bit by bit. Like, there has to be something else in the book, because if you're going to be doing the same thing every time and running in again and again and again, then you know, it really is going to come down to the finer, less controllable details. And I mean, basically, the way strategy works, the way you want it to be, is you want to make something that's going to be relying less on chance and less on those small, uncontrollable factors and more on the factors that you can control and that you can be able
Attackers
to
have
do. So,
located a bomb.
yeah, we're going to be seeing them taking that sort of normal approach there, red stairs control, but I'm waiting to see if they switch something up. It is going to be Devon going down immediately to Ducky, so that's not going to be a great look for them going into the beginning of this round.
Yeah, that's a pretty big opening kill. That's the Ash gone as well. That is your primary soft breach off the board. Sure, you've still got the Zofia, but a lot of utility now taken off of the board in that kill onto Devon. Ducky's still alive, although just on around 40 HP, so can still do a lot for his team. You know how important Legion is. He regenerates his what do you call those? The Goom mines as the round goes on, so having him stay alive in that gunfight is definitely very important. Now, Zofia swinging wide into this angle, trying to take control of that pixel angle. Well, Mai still playing behind it, but actually he's backed off. And I think that's the best play possible, as AML on the flank gets one for himself, a double now, as he connects onto Minted. Actually, no, that was Ducky connecting onto Minted. So now suddenly, a 5 onto 2 man count, and Frantic 6, how the hell have they turned this around this much? They are going to win this round, and they're going to push it into overtime off the back of 4 rounds in a row.
I don't know. I really don't know. Carbon looked like they really had it in the bag, but they just couldn't get over the finish line. So we are going to be seeing that overtime coming out now, but I'm really... Yeah, I don't know what to say in terms of going forward here, because we really did need see something different coming out here for Carbon. They really needed to switch something up and get something done, and then they took that initial casualty, and yeah, it just kind of unfolded and didn't really work from that point. So yeah, I don't know. We might just see a similar set of things, obviously, here in overtime as we begin. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the big things that might be a factor, Frantic 6, they have the defensive side on overtime, and looking at it, defense has gone 5-1, 5-1 on both sides of split. So, if anything, this is going to help them immensely.
Yeah.
Defenders,
All right.
protect your
Well,
bombs from being
we'll see.
defused
We'll
by
see
attackers.
as we begin overtime now. Come through, and it is going to be the kitchen defense here for Frantic 6. We'll see how this works out.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to play that linear setup there in Bakery. I mean, we saw them switch things up just a bit there on the top floor hold as well. I like the shield placement here. I saw this from the overview. This basically allows you to hold here down behind bar. That shield protects you from these windows as well as this main doorway entry. As well, if you push them from white, you need a kind of a wide swing to actually take control of that shield. So if someone's going to play that, I really like that angle. Looking at the other side of the map here, however, let's quickly pan over into, into Bakery. See the Jaeger ADS is supporting a hold here. But quickly, there's only one shield on the board. So they aren't going to use the shield actually to assist this hold in Bakery, which might kind of shoot themselves in the foot.
Well, we'll see if that happens. Of course, now as we begin the round, Carbon 6 mounting their attack. I really want to see Carbon sort of just switching something up and really being able to close the distance attacking side, because it really has been the sort of bane of their existence right now. You know, they did so well on the first half in that defense. They did really well, and then they sort of just seemed to drop off and they couldn't really finish it up. You know, they had the step ahead that they needed. They had the 6 rounds, and they just couldn't finish it up. And so I really want to see them come back the next time we see them in a tournament here with a little bit more, I don't know, attacking side of Vuma.
That's a very nice word to describe it. Just that, that extra spurt to just push you through those intense scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what I want to see. I'm interested actually also, just sorry to interrupt you, but I really want to see somebody come up with a strat that really just shakes up everything we know about this map as well. I want to see somebody come up with something really cool that people are like, yeah, this is the strat, this is the strat.
I think what I've been
seen everything, it's just too monotone.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, what was that? Hello.
That is a C4 onto the thermite, and that, my friends, is the sole hard breacher off the board. So now they are gonna use. Let's just see. Yeah, so Fish has one reinforcement in his back pocket, and I saw them do this previous time. Once the hard breacher is killed, they reinforce this wall here into the hallway, which essentially allows them to then just play passive on site. But now Mystic answering back the kill into Fish, that is the Wamai dropped, as well Minted answering back with the kill into AML. Now suddenly control in favor of Carbon Esports.
Yeah, give it to us, let's go. Let's keep it up.
Oh, Ducky there on the flank as well. Bandit swinging wide but getting killed. Now suddenly what looked like a FRANTIC6 Esports, FRANTIC6 round based off that first C4 kill has just completely fallen the other way. Now Ducky looking to get it back onto site. Oh, a great headshot coming out from Lulu. Definitely alleviating some of the pressure now as he gives some time for Ducky to rotate on into site, but they're going to have to make some quick moves. The diffuser is getting planted by Devon. Jaeger needs to assist the smoke here if he wants to win this. One smoke canister still in the pocket of Lulu, as well Ducky now pressuring here, but I don't think he knows of Wicked on his flank. Indeed, Wicked does get the kill. Now Lulu left in a 1v3. Double kill for him on the round. He can do anything. Yeah, unfortunately not. Carbon take the first round.
Where was this like 2-3 rounds ago? Hello.
If only they were able to do this once out of like what, 5 rounds, they would have won it.
This is exactly what we were waiting for this whole entire time. That's the round that would have closed it out for Carbon. That's exactly the round that would have closed it out for Carbon. But anyway, they get it. And now we switch over to the attacking side, which is of course the side that Carbon was able to do some good work on. So they potentially have the ability to come out ahead here. They can still do it.
Yeah, I mean, they are on the defensive side now, so Bar Cocktail, if they can put up their final stand here, they will push us into Coastline. And just thinking about it, where you were talking about someone shaking up the play, obviously Bar Cocktail is the one place we've seen the most linear setups, and I've been thinking about this. If you, like, what we've been seeing so far is the hold extended into Cigar Lounge, and that essentially is it's aligned to waste time. So you waste a lot of utility as well as time here on this pixel spot, but I've been wondering what happens if you place that kind of as a bait. Like, even just place one shield there, one piece of utility, and the side of the attackers are going to be forced to clear that out. So I don't know, what do you think will happen if a team plays that essentially just as a bait, forces all of the utility to be dumped there, and then just actually they just play site and play a 20-second meta, say with Goyos, maybe some Maestro turrets?
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I want to see the meta taken up. At the moment, it's the attackers. They drop into red stairs, they take control, they push Cigar, right? That's what we see every time. I want to see something else. I want to see them come in from somewhere else, because right now, somebody put that shield there, put the utility out there. What's going to happen? The attackers are going to drop into red stairs. They're going to see that there. They're going to spend time and utility to try and take it out. Meanwhile, the defenders are just sitting back on site and they're like, yeah, we've got the rest of our util actually set up here. You didn't know that because you spent all the time trying to clear this out. Well, yeah, cheers to you, because now we just wasted all your time.
And that's what I was thinking. The dependency on one strat, really, it breeds a sense of confidence. So if you can maybe play the bait on that shield, I really think you could take an attacking team for quite a spin if you are able to pull that off. But nonetheless, that will not be what we are seeing in this round. We are seeing a hold in Pixel, and we are seeing the attackers looking to pressure on into, I guess what? Red stairs.
Yep. Yep. I mean, that's it. I mean, at the very least with 80k, they just like sort of dump all their members into red stairs and they kind of just do a choo-choo train all the way in, which is funny to see. But I mean, we're seeing the same thing again and again, and it's like, it almost reminds me of running a simulation where, you know, like for instance, the Dota bot, you know, they taught the Dota bot by just running it in the same simulation again and again and again and again, and it's learned how to do stuff. This is just the same thing. They're running the same simulation again, waiting for mistakes to happen and try to like fix the mistakes, but they're doing essentially the same things just on a loop. And really, who comes out on top of that? Who gets the?
That's the thermite gone. That is the thermite gone. That means the wall's gonna stay up.
Well, I mean, there it is. That's a great punish there. The thermite going down is the side of Carbon there for the defense. That's going to be great for them. Now, they need to get something going here. Carbon need to keep this moving, keep it up, keep those crazy things happening, because FRANTIC6, they obviously want to try and take this one as best they can. Now, they all sort of congealed up here towards Red Stairs and moving into Cigar. So, yeah, they need to be aware of this. It's got to be down to Carbon to try and sniff this one out and make sure they've got all these angles on lock.
Yeah, that's the only point they can push from, because like I said, that thermite is gone. So now they need to push into this bar area, and great kill there coming out from Lulu, maybe alleviating a bit of that pressure. But if you look at Jaeger quickly, he can hold a crossfire into the sole entry point of these attackers. He can hold both doorways. He can hold the Cigar doorway as well as the new balcony area. So if he can stay alive there,
can do because the sledge is dead.
Oh, Sledge didn't even clear out the car. What was he thinking? He over-aggressively peeked before even clearing out the utility, and that is just poor. But now Lulu actually opening it up with a kill for himself. Now Mystic and Sven left last life, but suddenly it's just Mystic.
Oh no.
Oh
no. Oh, it is going to be FRANTIC6 taking round 14 here. In overtime, that is going to even things out. And
I'm quite bamboozled, because if we look at the stats quickly, it was a 5-1, 5-1 on both defensive sides. So that means the attacking side has a 20% win percentage if we look at the 10-2 round count history. And suddenly in this overtime, the attackers have won both rounds in a row. If we run the numbers on that 20% on 20%, I believe that's something like, what, an 8% chance for that to happen?
I mean, just the fact that it's literally Carbon who got the wins on the defense and couldn't get the wins on the attack side. Overtime suddenly comes and they only get the wins on the side and they don't get the win on the defense. Like, what is going on here? What am I witnessing?
Yeah, this is definitely... This is pretty weird. I don't know what to say about it. Just suddenly, once we head into overtime, the entire like, what do you say, like
everything just gets flipped on its head.
Literally, everything flipped on its head. The attackers now start winning, and FRANTIC6, this is do or die. This is overtime match point. This is what it comes down to. I don't believe we are playing infinite overtime. I hope we're not playing infinite overtime, otherwise we are screwed.
I mean, we could be here for a long time if that is the case.
Yeah.
I hope it is. I hope we're on the setup here. So this could potentially be the last one. Yeah, well, I'm interested to see how this one pans out, because I honestly 100% just cannot tell you what's about to happen. I cannot, because
Words, use them.
I don't know. I legitimately don't know. I can't say anything because I don't know who's more favored. We've seen FRANTIC6ESPORTS win the rounds on one side. We've seen Esports win the rounds on the other side. The overtime comes out, they do the exact opposite, and now I don't know what to think.
Yeah, everything just thrown out the window. Just rush on in. Just rely on those kills. It's at the moment they're droning it out, and I just want to look at the overview here quickly. Where are the players currently playing? One player is currently roaming down below, and I really like that. Placing a player down below means you're not as dependent on your anchors on site. As well, you see the pixel angle and then one playing in cocktail. So it's a pretty linear setup, but I think AML here on this alibi could do quite a bit if he flanks at the right time, and he does. Gets the opening kill to Minted, and that's a great opener.
There it is. Yeah, like you said, that is just perfectly timed from AMR. And that really just shows that the versatility coming out now is the key to victory, because this sort of cut and dry, cookie cutter staple sort of attacking formula it can't win the whole time, and it hasn't been winning the whole time. And you just keep bringing it out and you don't change anything. Of course,
as well, the thermite gone. That you're screwed. You are screwed. Both your thermite and the only operator that can lock out the flanks is gone. So I want to quickly talk about how important that is. The gridlock being the first kill when there was still a roamer down below, it generally screws you, and we're seeing that happen. Now 4-2 man count, this is looking very unlikely for Carbon Esports. It's unfortunate that it had to come down to this, because they looked in the lead for most of this, finally coming down to this one and final round. This is the Hail Mary. They'll have to do something if they want to head into the next map. If FRANTIC6 win this round, they win the series.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's exactly like we've been saying. Carbon finish, they needed to get across the finish line, and it seems like they just aren't able to do it. Ducky going to be able to take down Mystic, and well, yeah, there it is. Frantic Esports, they take it in a reverse sweep of a kind that I have not seen in a while. Yeah, GG, well played, and quite unfortunate that Carbon really wasn't able to close that one out. So it is going to be picking up map 2, and they are your semi-final victors, going on to that final against ATK there. Wow.
Yeah, pretty aptly named, their hard-fought victory coming out from FRANTIC6. That was quite a show. You got to give props to them, just not losing your mental. Just they
on 20.
Oh my word, that scoreboard just absolutely insane. I mean, sure, you had a lot of rounds to get those kills, but still 20 kills, that's pretty absurd. Yeah, so that was it. That puts FRANTIC6 into the finals. They will be facing off. Yeah, they will be facing off against ATK tomorrow. Be sure to check back tomorrow if you want to see ATK face off against FRANTIC6 in a best of 5. We have never seen a best of 5 in South African esports. This is going to be a pretty big one. I'm really excited for tomorrow, because FRANTIC6, they are the up-and-coming giants. ATK, they are the established giants. And heading into a best of 5, that is going to be the one to determine who is the best team in South Africa. So I'm really excited for tomorrow.
Best of 5.
Best of 5 indeed.
All right. Well, yeah, let's go. I'm so keen for it. It's going to be a very spicy game. If you want to tune into that, definitely be there tomorrow. It's going to go down. It's ATK versus FRANTIC6. Be there to watch some crazy stuff going down, some history being made there. Of course, that's it from me, from my side there. You can go and check me out on my Twitter, on my Twitch, and on my YouTube channel. They're all there. You can go check me out at PatchworkFennec. All my stuff should be there on screen. You can go follow me. All my links are in my Twitch, my Twitter profiles there. You can go and follow all my stuff. I do some cool things, and some cool stuff is coming up pretty soon as well. If you haven't caught some of those podcast episodes, pretty spicy. And then also my boy Kanye Diffuse, he out here, his links are also up there. Go slap a follow there. Keep up with what he's doing. And yeah, that's it from my side. I hope I'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you so much for watching. This has been pretty eventful, to say the least. Thank you for sticking around with us. And yeah, I think we're going to head out. Cheers, boys.
Cheerio.